Um, Good evening. My name is Zainab Balushi from WhereView. WhereView is basically a company that provides systems and services for corporates and governmental institutions by using immersive and new technologies like VR, AR, 3D simulation, and 360 technology, and other. And I'm here today to talk to you about what I think is an interesting topic that has been somehow attracting people and corporates recently, which is VR, but more specifically on the effectiveness of VR in revolutionizing the training and safety in workplaces. So we'll start by seeing what's in the agenda. I'll first talk about what's virtual reality, basically a small introduction about virtual reality. Then why VR, why the technology VR, why using VR. Also, I talk about the area that uses VR in training and safety. Then I'll go on with the benefits of using VR. Also, I choose some use cases of companies that used VR in their training. And I'll conclude with the challenges of adopting VR technology. So let's start with what's virtual reality? What's VR for those who haven't heard of it? So basically, VR is a computer-generated environment with the scene and objects that appear to the user to be they're immersive for them. So basically, the scenes and objects they are making the user feel like they are immersed in the environment, like they are in this real world, and this environment is perceived with using VR headset. So basically, VR technology, you can use it by using the headset. You can wear it and then be allowing you to be in that world of VR. So virtual reality and its needs in the training is basically what is it? Virtual reality is a form of complete, as I say, immersive experience where the user is transported to different world. Okay, so this immersive nature makes this technology VR more powerful training tool than the traditional ways, which is videos or PowerPoint lectures or videos or let's say demonstration. It makes the people who use it more receiving feedback. They make them more perform in repetitive training, let's say. And we know like the basic objective of any safety training and health program is to ensure zero harm and higher productivity. So with job training in traditional setting way, which is just, let's say, a PowerPoint or a lecture or demonstration in real site of this, it involves a lot of risk. Okay, it looks like it may be provided a new and uncontrolled environment. But with virtual reality, you can simply just simulate wide range of dangerous scenarios for employees to practice at their comfort zone, where they could be like in their home, in their indoors, and with more and safety. Like, who could imagine like doing a training on a fire in your home, but just wearing a headset and you feel like you are immersed in this environment, basically. So with VR, the employees are learning a complex scenarios and complex, let's say, situation with it, and also it can be dangerous task. And with VR, the setting of this dangerous task can be feel less risky for them, so they can be have more sense of realism. It leads the employees to feel like safe, so make them feel like more productive. It developed basically life-saving skills for them. And I will talk later about more about the benefits of using VR in safety training. So why VR? Like, I think it's this big question, like, what makes VR different than the other technologies, or even different than traditional ways of training? What makes VR stand above it all? Like what makes this technology very different or vary from very different art? And explain that with a study done by Maryland University in 2018, where they basically asked participants in two groups. They based them the first group is to remember location of famous faces into virtual locations. Okay, so one group can remember faces in a room, in a place, and the other participant also the faces in a room. So, but the first group used desktop computer basically, and the other used VR headset. So the first group did the face remembering or recognition through desktop, and the other used it through a VR headset-mounted display. So when using VR headset, the participant had nearly 9% higher overall record accuracy compared with those who used computer. And this proves that this immersive technology, this experience of VR, can lead to better memory retention, as you can see, as if it's been more of being presence, being immersed. And I think the peculiar sense of just being there. And I think it's what's unique of virtual reality. So as you can see, virtual reality basically in this study that the user who used virtual reality, they have more memory retention comparing to those who used another technologies or some traditional ways. We will go to the areas of VR training, or those areas of used VR for training. And honestly, there are countless area, unlimited area which VR is used in many areas of it. But I just some of this example just as demonstration of how could be VR used in training and safety for this area. They are construction, oil and gas, healthcare, and mining, and explain one by one. Going first to the construction, and we know the construction industry is notoriously hazardous area or industry workplace. Today, more construction companies we see are trying to reduce number of on-site fatalities by exploring the virtual reality application for construction safety training. Also, virtual reality training safety offers basically interactive, risk-free environment to train employees. And some of the deploying example of deploying VR in construction are here, as you can see, simulating the PPE training, which is basically teaching the importance of personal protection equipment in construction sites for those who are working on the construction site. Also, VR also could be used in safety of procedures and hazard avoidance by using virtual reality. You can put trainees in variety of situation that can be with absolute safety. You can test their mastery of safety, their protocols, and as well as their ability to make also decision that directly impact their safety in this site, and also the safety of the site under potential stressful condition. And we can see all of this come collectively of how VR can impact and improve the safety training for the construction site in it. Then also with the tools, equipment, or materials identification and handling, it's another common starting point in training new workers on basically proper operation of tools and equipment. I think every construction job site is slightly different from other, and most projects have special tools and equipment, and that might be unfamiliar to new workers. So VR training can allow the trainees to get their hands on these new tools and equipments in the safety of simulated environment, to basically quickly improve their familiarity with those tools and make them more, high efficient in their work. Also, with VR, it's known that the construction sites are loaded with a variety of materials, some of which are hazards, many of which require special handling. But just like tools and equipments, these materials tend to be specific, particular to job site, as I say. This situation can put untrained workers at serious risk. However, by placing these materials into virtual reality training, okay, so virtual reality environment, worker can test their ability to identify and handle this material. So it's just computer-generated environment where the user can wear the headset and can apply all the safety training and steps of it. And here's examples of using VR in construction. Here you can see the tools and equipment handling. Also here is the material identification where you can use it. So as you can see this here, this is the employee is wearing the VR headset. Okay, so when he wearing, he see all this environment around him. He can interact with it with more safety and more safe and healthy environment. Moving on to the oil and gas industry, some of areas where VR is used. The first one in oil and gas companies or oil and gas industry is the oil field visualization and simulation. So basically, using VR, the user could freely, or the employee could freely navigate and manipulate an oil field through 3D environment. As simple as that. It enables an analysis, optimization, and experimentation, and in an environment that actually captures the entire details of the operation. That could be helps in reducing downtime, improving prevention maintenance, and increase production level for the employees in the field of oil and gas. We also have VR can be used in emergency training for oil and gas, where the emergency situation could be more occurrence in a person life. There could be a vital decision in how reaction under the circumstances of emergency could be simply be difference between life and death. Virtual reality allows the people to practice in virtual dangerous situation without the risk of injury. So with virtual reality, you basically forget about the injuries. You can practice it in virtual simulated environment. And one of the great example of this is the module of VR safety training, let's say, which educates the people in concerning the prevention of control of fire accident. The training is so expensive for fire, setting up fire and how the employees can deal with it, with the usage of appropriate extinguishers, and ever with oil and with VR you can have a set of multiple of whatever you think about in training you want, and you can simulate it, and basically the employee can have it in their own. Also, we have VR in predictive analysis. As the name suggests, it aids employees in determining and predicting their safety. So it's not only test the physical training. It's also how it can test the prediction of employees. This feature is also could be specialized in VR gadgets. As I say, can be used with the headset. Also, it can be monitored with fists. Sometimes with those fists are connected to computer, which analyze the reaction of employees of that suite. This is have checks the eye movement also. basically. And here's one of the example of using VR in oil and gas company. So here's the user or the employees basically is trained on how to deal with this machine. So we say a dangerous or big machines. So instead of taking the employees itself and making them work on the inside of this machine, you can basically have all that environment of the machine generated into 3D, let's say. Then the employees only wear the VR headset and he can work and interact with the machine like he is in that real environment. Another area of the VR is very useful is healthcare area or industry, especially where I think prevention isn't it just better, it's crucial, because a small mistake can have, unbearable consequences. So virtual reality, as you can see, provides a professional with enhanced experience in atmosphere that's so realistic that the doctor or the healthcare worker feels that she or he is really operating, let's say, a patient. VR can help also in train surgeons with virtual reality-based training by simulating the surgeries and let the doctors have immersive hands-on training. That's, as you can see, closely to an operating room environment. And this all come collectively to avoid mistakes, basically, and for the healthcare workers to operate in more advanced and safe manner. As we can see, here now I'll show you, here's an example of where the surgeon can train in operating a surgery through VR using 3D environment. Here also the doctor can, so instead of like making the doctor doing like a real life surgery with a real life patient, you can basically have them a 3D environment where he can do he can make a mistake here. No one will die. Basically, you can make a successful surgery, and you can have also a different scenario situation where we can see the reaction of the healthcare or the doctor. Going on to the mining industry. The mining industry is one of the dangerous industries in the world. The operation of the mining are very well known, and indicated training must be, very high quality training must be conducted in the mining industry. So hands-on training in actual mining environment provides also only a limited real-life opportunities. However, in virtual reality-based training, you can expose the workers to real-world working conditions without the association of risk. So there is like a strong demand of virtual reality in the mining industry, especially for the solution that can help the training in the mining operators effectively to improve their safety, increase productivity, and reduce cost. Also, VR training in mining allows training the entire team of mining, from operators, workers, managers, to have skills before they start working in real world. So they train them, possible to allow them to have more effective work before going to the actual work. And here's an example of VR based training in VR, where they can have the equipment, you can have the machines. So this is all 3D generated environment, and the VR, the mining worker can only now, you can train with all different scenarios, so dangerous situation, basically. I mean, if we can see this training in real life, it can be a lot of risk for the trainer, for the employees. Moving on to the benefit of using VR in employee and safety training. Because when it comes to conducting workplace safety and training programs, companies are looking to new ways also to basically to get workers to become more motivated, engaged, and most importantly, proactive. Because when it comes to safety, you can simply have your main objective is to have zero harm for your employees. The one benefits of using VR is VR is more engaging than, as I say, than traditional way, because the interactive session provide high levels of employees engagement and learning retention, memory retention, as I say, the example of the study that done. It also can have reading safety manual instead of just reading the safety manuals or doing the training safety in just a lecture or PowerPoint lecture, basically. So you can have a VR training where can make the user, the employees more engaged. VR also reduce risk, where safe simulation for dangerous situation. Also, the ability to create realistic training scenarios is very easy in virtual reality. And those maybe, if those training scenarios, if you've done it in real world, it can be expensive or dangerous to recreate in real life. In VR, actually easy to do and it's lower cost also. VR also leads to better knowledge retention, basically, as I mentioned before for the study. The users who can, or employees who use virtual reality, their memory or what they are learning through VR, it's stick with them for a long time. And on the topic of VR, VR has lower operating costs because training session can be designed to run on demand for as a view as one of participant also without, also you don't need even live instructor to instruct you in the training. So this is all reducing the cost for the employees. It could be onboarding and another examples of using VR. Also VR trained employees perform better on the job. I mean, the ultimate goal of any training is to improve job performance. And studies show that the job performance is significantly enhanced by immersive learning. VR also leads to deeper learning and understanding and better behavior transfer. Lastly, on the benefit of using VR in employees training, VR trained employees also are more confident. And in some industry, it can be very difficult to offer like the amounts of practical training. So because there is limitation in available trainees, let's say, and I mean, the new hires may have little enhanced on practice. This can lead to decrease in trainees' confidence. So, but exposing those trainees to virtual simulation has very positive impact on their confidence in the real workplace. So as you can see, virtual reality not only it's impacting the employees or the user physical skills, it's also like the mentality and the mental skills of the employees. Now I'll talk about some of the use cases of corporates and companies that use VR in their employees training. And I choose 4 examples, 2 on board outside Oman and 2 institutions here in Oman. I'll start about first Children's Hospital in Los Angeles. It uses virtual reality experience that trains doctor to treat children during emergencies. So the doctor's performance is also monitored and measured so that the essential adjustment can be made in real life. Also, Walmart. Walmart is an American multinational retail corporate. It's used VR in training, in their training center. So where the new Walmart employees will put the VR headset and will enter different work scenarios. In those scenarios, they will be asked to make simple choices based on what they see. They test their reaction into a different pre-planned scenarios. Other examples here in Oman, Ooredoo. Ooredoo is the companies that are using VR specifically in their onboarding process for the new employees. And this is one of the projects that our company, Whereview, worked on with Ooredoo. Basically, the onboarding process can be done with a VR headset where the user can wear the VR and the onboarding process comes and done without the need for the HR person or whatsoever. We also have Oman Institution for Oil and Gas. They are doing VR for the machines and site training. They are also deploying the VR in their courses. So these are some examples of companies and corporates that are doing VR their training. I know there are a lot of other companies, but that's basically like how VR are potentially a great example and a great choice for an option for them to do the training. Okay, last thing is the challenge of adapting VR. So I talked a lot about VR is good, VR is like the new next thing, but like what's the challenge of adapting VR in the workplaces? And I'll start with one of the, I think, most obvious problem or issues with VR is simulator sickness or motion sickness. It's basically like a disconnection between the eyes and brain. It's a physical problem that the body, while you are experiencing simulated movement, so basically you are wearing the headset, you are basically like sitting but in the VR environment you are like moving in that environment, so your brain telling you that you are moving but you're actually sitting in the real one. So this is like disconnection between the eyes and the brain, and but it's not like it's a big deal. It's basically, it's more occurs for the first time users of VR. And once you are become used to it, it goes away. So simulator or motion sickness is one of the challenges. Also, we have the implementation challenge, because successful implementation of VR requires a team, like a team creating impactful content. Teams such as programmers, graphic artists, user interface designers. So, and having experts in this field somehow is challenges, and use case experts might be challenged when developing a VR solution. We also have generation differences is one of the challenges among the old workers, if we have, to embrace this new technology. Where the older generation, whether they are workers or sometimes even managers, basically they will review the use of VR solution for some cases, because they are like, the generation differences and how this new technology of new technology coming up to their workplace environment. And this is the end of my talk, where we dived into the world of VR, how it can be effectiveness in workplaces. I hope this clear you have a clear idea of what's VR, and it has given you a much clearer understanding of VR and how it's effective in workplace training. And at the end, I would thank you all for being here, and also thanks the team COMEX for allowing us to be here. And if anyone have questions, I'm glad really to answer them.